You got to shut Tua down for the season. Period. No conversation, no discussion, no second thoughts. You got to shut him down for the season. Whether or not he ends up having a concussion based upon last game, shut him down for the season. Remember, we did not know if he had a concussion against the Buffalo Bills, but what we all knew was on Thursday with the whole world watching, he was immobilized, paralyzed, carted off the field as all of our hearts stopped. He has to be shut down for the season. Luke Kuechly retired at age 28. Why? Because he had 3 concussions in 1 year. Luke Kuechly, a 5-time All-Pro, a 7-time Pro Bowler. You have to shut Tua down for the season because, as Dave has alluded to, you cannot take the violence out of the sport, but you can take the athlete out of the sport. You got to shut Tua down for the season. What the NFL cannot afford, what Tua cannot afford, what Dolphins fans cannot afford, what we as analysts cannot afford is to see a quarterback, a player, an athlete, one of the rising stars of the sport be carted off the field again, have his life put in jeopardy because he got another concussion. It is better to be safe than to be sorry. The Dolphins have already been sorry once this year with the whole world watching as Tua lay there immobilized. You cannot afford for that to happen again. I do not care if he indeed does pass the concussion protocol. If Tua himself, on his own merit, went to the doctors and said, I have concussion-like symptoms, you got to shut him down for the season, and it does not need to be talked about.
What's going on, YouTube world? It's Coffee on the vid, back with another one, man. And here we are again with Tua, guys. Very serious situation. No games, nothing funny about this. There was Emmanuel Ago sounding off, former player. And you heard him. He talked about his teammate, Luke Kuechly, star linebacker, stud linebacker, who had to retire early. You know what I mean? Concussions. Well, stay tuned towards the end of the video. I got something to share with you guys pertaining to that. Remember, Andrew Luck called it quits early on, wanted to leave with his health, his mental faculties. I mean, for real, guys, you can only get your bell rung so many times. If you pay attention to the different stuff playing in this video, we know early on, we covered it a lot on this channel, being that I'm a Bills fan and, the Dolphins are a rival. And we were watching that game live when it happened. A few of you guys were in there kicking it with me. We were like, damn, Tua came back in the game. It was clear as day he got his bell rung. Head smacked the turf, got up, looked like a punch-drunk boxer. Then later, they were talking about, oh, it was a back injury. He was having back spasms or his back was stiff or something like that. Pure BS, guys. I mean, come on. And we saw the neurologist or whatever the case may be from the league was dismissed after that. You know what I mean? They wanted to sweep that under the rug, the league, the Dolphins, etc. They said, oh, that guy followed our protocols, but he doesn't work with the league anymore. He's up out of here. I mean, come on, guys. Read between the lines. It is what it is. Liability is a big thing when it comes to business, as we always point out, right? This is a game. It's entertainment. But at the same time, it's a business. It's a big business. And, there was the lawsuit and everything versus the league where there was a lot of players, after who we see Junior Seau, guys, comment some of the guys you saw whose lives were affected drastically. I shared before that I actually met a player, a former Buffalo Bill. He's deceased now, Curtis Brown. He was O.J. Simpson's backup. And I forget where he was from, somewhere in the South. Was it? I can't recall if it was Virginia or where exactly or Missouri. So that ain't exactly the South. That's more like the Midwest. But I believe he was from Missouri. He was with his family, and he was decked out in Bills gear. And I was like, man, I'm a huge Bills fan. And they're like, you don't remember this guy? And I was like, I really don't, because obviously he's before my time. But they were like, this is Curtis Brown. He was OJ's backup. And one of my buddy's dads who worked with me was like, yeah, dude, that's him. And it was just clear as day through my interaction with the guy for like 5 minutes. He didn't know if he was coming or going. Then later, seen him with his family, and it was just, you could tell this guy was just not all there, man. And I remember, after meeting that guy, doing my research and different things like that, and I saw that, he was involved in that lawsuit. And, now the league settled and everything, and, they're supposed to move on with player safety and different things like that. And that's what we got to talk about here, guys, because you saw what happened versus the Bills. Then we know what happened. Tua went out and got hurt again. And I believe it was a short week too, guys. Someone commented, let me know, was that like a Thursday? Or I believe it was a short week. Tua got another concussion, was carted off the field. And then there was a lot of talks then. Is this it? Is Tua done? Should he call it quits? I remember Stephen A. Smith was like, Tua, retire and sue the NFL, like maybe Tua doesn't want to go out like that, but nonetheless, he got back to business, turned things around, had a pretty good season, and here we are. Like, I've been busting Miami Dolphins fans' balls all season, being that I'm a Bills fan, talking my ish, because we're coming out on top and they're not. But in this situation, that's not what I'm trying to do at all. I'm just trying to lay it all out, paint that picture. You know what I mean? He turned it around, had a great season. They dropped some games now, still sitting, I believe, in the 7th seed with that last wild card spot. But I don't know, it's not looking too good. And then now this, obviously, like, I don't think they're going to have to, comment, guys, do you guys agree with Emmanuel Acho? They got to shut that down. They got to shut it down, And what we're seeing here, getting back to what I was saying, sorry, guys, y'all know Jay Coffee talks it up and goes all over the motherfucking place. That's how we rock, you know what I mean? But back then, the Dolphins, that whole situation was fishy. Something wasn't right. And then now we're seeing, as you see the clip from the game where versus the Packers, where his head smacked the turf, holiday game. There's reports that he was concussed then, right? And they let him play the whole second half like that. And some individuals are pointing out to his very poor performance. They're saying, there may be some connection there, that he got his bell rung, and he shouldn't have been out there and wasn't on his A1 a game 100%. And it is what it is. But for real, guys, the Dolphins just on some shady-ish. Like, these two situations, then that tampering situation over the offseason, like, I don't know, man. It's not a good look for the Dolphins at all, Obviously, you know what I mean? We're just talking here. We don't got all the info, but I mean, it's clear that guy got his bell rung on that play. And I don't know, for those who watched the whole game, did he seem concussed to you guys after that play? And, it's like the trainers, the Dolphins, the neurologists, everyone, player safety, they're supposed to be looking for stuff like this. And with what just happened with Tua at the beginning of the season, it's pretty ludicrous that someone didn't pull him off and say, we got to evaluate this guy. And here he is now, goes to the doctor, says, listen, I'm not feeling right. Think about that, guys. He went to the doctor with concussion symptoms, right? We know these players are warriors. They want to play the game. They're tough. That's why a lot of these guys, like, again, stay tuned for the Luke Kuechly thing at the end. They don't want to quit the game. It's a hard thing. It's a tough pill to swallow. You know what I'm saying? That they got to give it up if they want to have their, mental faculties, as I stated in the beginning of this video, and continue on with life. So think about how bad Tua must have been feeling to go to the doctor like that, guys. Think about that. Like, this is a really, really bad situation, dead ass. And I don't know, guys. Comment, let me know your thoughts. Again, the Dolphins, they're just cutting corners, man. Like, they're shady as fuck over there in South Florida there. What's going on, man? Like, in this is you're clearly, when you're cutting these kind of corners, you're putting your guy, your would-be franchise guy, his health at risk. You know what I mean? You're hurting somebody. That's foul. That's fucked up. For what? To push on for this playoff push? And again, guys, this just happened at the beginning of the season, and they're still doing this. I don't know. Guys, but comment, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you watched that game. Let me know when you saw it happen. Did you go, oh man, Tua just was concussed there? Let me know below. Again, comment with any other players you remember, having a situation like this. Or did they call it quits? Did they not call it quits and they should have? Like, let's discuss it all below in that comment thread. And here's Luke Kuechly, you know what I mean, when he had to come to grips with that he had to put the game of football behind him. Thanks again for watching. New viewers, sub up. It's Coffee, talking music, news, sports, and more. I'm out of here. Here's that clip, y'all. Peace.
I've been fortunate enough to have the opportunity to play this fourth grade, and I've been with the Panthers now for 8 years, and it's never the right time to step away, but now is the right time for me, and it's a tough decision. I've thought about it a lot, and I think now is the right chance for me to move on, and it makes me sad because I love playing this game. I've played it since I was a little kid, and it's my favorite thing in the world to do, and the memories I have from this place and this organization and playing on the field with these guys, they'll never go away. And I'm sitting right now in the linebacker room, and the amount of memories I've had from this room alone could fill a book. And these are the best times of playing. Obviously on the field is awesome, but some of the best times of playing this game are behind the scenes in the locker rooms, in these meeting rooms, on the buses, traveling the games. You can't replicate that anywhere else, and that's why this is so hard to do, to move on in a different direction. But in my heart, I know it's the right thing to do, and it's hard, but that's why you play this game, to form relationships, and if you formed strong relationships, they never go away. It's hard, but I hope to, still be involved in some way, and the biggest thing at this point now is to thank the people that have helped me get me there, from the coaches and the players to Coach Rivera to Marty to Mr. Richardson for bringing me in, and now Mr. Tepper now. This decision has nothing to do with new coaches and Coach Rule. He's going to do a fantastic job. His track record's proven, but for me now is the right opportunity to move in a different direction. And there's only one way to play this game since I was a little kid is to play fast and play physical and play strong. And at this point, I don't know if I'm able to do that anymore. And that's the part that is the most difficult. I still want to play, but I don't think it's the right decision. So thought about it for a long time, and I think now is an opportunity for me to step away with what's going on here. I think we've got a really good linebacker room. I think Shaq and those guys are going to step and do a tremendous job. I just want to say thank you to the coaches, the players, the support staff, the training staff. Everybody involved with this organization has been the best from top to bottom since the day I got here. The fans have been fantastic. They've supported us. They've traveled. When we've been good, they've been great. When we haven't been great, they've been equally as good and very supportive. And that's the best thing about this city and this town is people love the team and people love the players. And that goes a long way, because when you love the players for who they are, I think it transcends the game, and that's what's important. And most of all, I'd like to thank my family, Mom and my dad, Eileen and Tom Kuechly, my two brothers, John and Henry, and my girlfriend, Shannon. They've been with me since the beginning. They've been very supportive, and I'm happy to share this journey with them. So thank you, Panther fans. Thank you, everybody in the NFL, for your constant support. And now it's time to move in a different direction.